Taso Senjetan Jelo Chosun Chinjilab to Soy, Cholanto Long Chinjilab to Soy, Lantropa Sawa Chinjilab to Soy, Tropa Yishu Chawa Chinjilab to Soy, Nanjita, Pandela Manzola Jabso Chawa, Chiji Senjal Hadala Manzola Jabso. Nasa Pandela Manzola Jabso Chawa, Toba Tato Chinjilab to Soy, Toji Shendro Chinjilab to Soy, Nanzatunda Damba Chinjilab to Soy. Chaja Chembe Chojin Wondro, Sendian Topra Chinjilab to Soy. Okay, so good afternoon. Welcome back. Some of you have been here yesterday, and maybe some are new. But I mean, today's subject is a little bit different than from the yesterday one, because the yesterday we discussed on the basic foundation of the Buddhism. You know, you can say main part of the Buddhism, and today we're going to more elaborate from that to then specifically going to discuss on the teaching from the Vajrayana. In the Vajrayana, basically Vajrayana is divided into two, called the ripening empowerment and liberation instructions. So anyone who want to practice a Vajrayana, they have to receive empowerment. Without the empowerment, teacher are not allowed to give instruction, and the student are not allowed to receive the instruction. There's a false comes from that. If you show lots of Vajrayana image to the people who don't understand what is the meaning of those, and they will confuse. From that confused to they misunderstand. So that way it's not good. So through the empowerment, actually explaining the meaning of the practice, initiating, meaning of the practice, what should you do, what does it mean when you receive the empowerment. Empowerment is not just ceremony, not just blessings. You receive all the information to what you are practicing. So that is mainly, especially you receiving the permission to can go through the detail of the particular text, particular sadhana or particular deity's practice of the tantra. So that reason in the Vajrayana, first you have to receive the empowerment. In this empowerment also, every single empowerment, there's involved to the refuge empowerment, refuge vows, there's involved to the Bodhisattva's vows. So that is showing us generally Buddhism path is always be stage by stage, gradually. So we must follow to the gradually. So that reason, first we have to receive the empowerment. In the empowerment will give you the certain degree of initiation to that way you can prepare to receive the teachings. So that is you gain through the empowerment. So that way called the ripening empowerment. Ripening means like a fruit, when it ripe, so ready to eat. If it is not ripe, you cannot eat. If you eat, it's not good. Your stomach tastes not good, and there are lots of problem come unripe fruit. So you have to wait until it is ripe to eat, ready to eat. So it's the same way. Ripening empowerment means that make you ready to practice. So that is a first stage of the Vajrayana. You have to receive the empowerment. So this empowerment is normally we divide it into three different type of empowerments. First is called the causal empowerment. which is a causal empowerment, mean something that is a cause to, you know, produce or generate the result. So that is what you're receiving through the qualified guru. So qualified guru will give you the empowerment. I think these days, most of, especially Westerner, I think they don't have a shortage with the empowerment, because you know, most of High Lama, they somehow they have a so deep connection with the Westerner. They give so much empowerment when they come to the West. They not give that much empowerment or teachings in the when they are in the monastery. So I think maybe you are a fortunate one, or your dollar is really powerful, or one of those is a happiness. So that way, there you have large access with the empowerment. So you don't have to worry about the not receiving empowerment. I think, you know, everywhere everyone is giving empowerment. So, but now, as a when you receive the empowerment, that's called the causal empowerment. You have the cause, main cause, but you need the instruction to how to use that one. Like you have the money, but you don't know how to buy the food. You don't know how to cook the food. So otherwise, even you have the money, you will die with hungry. You know, you're not going to feed your stomach by that cause. So you have to know how to produce that one as a useful. Make sense? So how to learn that is using is called the path empowerment. In the path empowerment, you receive the instruction how to practice, then you have to practice. So in the practicing deity, you receive from the deity, you know, through your own practice, you receive the empowerment. That is called the path empowerment. Then when you receive that empowerment, through the empowerment of the receiving by practicing, one day you become totally liberation. That is called the resulted empowerment. So actually Vajrayana is basically all the part of the empowerment. So that we call the causal empowerment, path empowerment, and resulted empowerment. So causal empowerment is you receive from the guru. Path empowerment is you practicing yourself, and when you practicing, you receive from the deity. And result empowerment means that what you accomplishing through the practice. So that way, actually, in the Vajrayana, is mainly is the empowerment. So that reason, Lord Jedusum said, distinguishing the Vajrayana and Sudra is the empowerment. You know, so otherwise, basic Dharma is no different. Like yesterday I mentioned, there's a main foundation of the Buddhism is this, you know, 3 trainings. Beside the 3 trainings, there's no Vajrayana actually. So that Vajrayana is that 3 training is a kind of like skillful in giving, you know, different way with using skillful method to give you teaching. That way it's become a Vajrayana. So this Vajrayana is have to be called the have to would go through the rabbinic empowerment, then rest of practices come part of that. Can say, I think can say part of that.
Okay.
So actually when you receive empowerment, make sure you understood step by step all the, you know, detail. Not just, you know, lots of Tibetan have this habit. When actually Lama is really empowerment is giving, people are busy to talking each other, even they are in the Dharma, you know, in the event. Then when a vase is put on the head, then everybody rush there. The vase is put on the head is not going to become the receive empowerment. Actually, receive empowerment is when Lama giving stage by stage, you have to follow with that through the meditation. So need good interpreter. If Lama is not speaking your native language, you know, a good translator too, and you make sure you understood correctly all the detail. So then you can receive the empowerment. Otherwise, I mean, if you just vase is putting on the head is receive empowerment, then we have one joke. the, what called owl, the bird, owl. Owl said, why your head is flat? He said, because I received too much empowerment. And they said, somebody said, why your ears, you're deaf, you're not hearing? Yeah? Deaf? Deaf. Why you're deaf? And said, because I never heard any Dharma. So you don't want to become an owl of Dharma practitioner. So then, once you receive the empowerment, empowerment is basically kind of a permission. Once you receive the permission, then you have to use that, you have to use that ticket. You got the ticket, the ticket of the practice Dharma. So you have to use that ticket, otherwise it will expire. So how to use the ticket is by practicing. So when we're practicing, if you have a shrine, it's wonderful. Whatever you can arrange, if you are financially capable to, have your own shrine created, and particularly that deity image or tanga or something, that's wonderful. And in front of that shrine, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you don't have that much, just buy the one photo picture. Then at the front of that, you try to arrange like offering object. There's offering object like we have like 2 water, flower, incense, candle, those things. If you can, managing those, and it's really good. Even you cannot manage those, it's okay. Long as you the offering object is pure, clean. So pure is mean like is not come from the negative way, like a rob, stole, harm, so those things, that material which is created from the negative way, you cannot use as an offering object. It's just like when you harm someone, and that is try to offering to the Buddha. It's for the Buddha feeling is like a mother, only child is a harm, and try to pleasing to her. So no matter how you try to please her, if you harm her only child, she never become pleased to you. Same way, Buddha's feeling to the sentient being is like how mother feel to the child. So if you harm other sentient beings, and from that harm money or whatever material try to offering to the Buddha, never going to become a good offering. So that way it's called the impure offering. So you have to offering that is purely accumulated. Then that offering is also make sure it's clean, elegantly decorated, much as you can. Adisha said, when you arranging offering object, you have to arrange your best, even make even your friend get jealous, the best way you can possible. But that's according to our capacity. If we are not really, much wealthy, then even one flower is the best offering. If we have lots of money, even you arranging like full of a temple is a offering object, still not enough. So according to our material, financial, can say according, based on our financial, ability, then that way to arrange as much as you can to offering. That is a part of the accumulation, because deity practice is a accomplishment, accomplishing you something achieved. That accomplish only will you accomplishing if you have a support of the good merit. If you don't have good merit, no matter how much you recite the deity mantra, you're not going to accomplish. There's one story. Someone practiced the wealth deity. He is a beggar, and he practices successfully that he can talk the wealth deity every day face to face. Still he was a beggar. He never become rich. Then one day wealth deity said, today I give you CD. Then that guy said, where's your CD? Today everyone got a bowl of soup. I got one bowl of soup too. So in that wealth deity said, oh, today in your bowl of soup you got the fat, that like fat from the meat, fat one, you got that one. That is my siddhi. So if you don't have a merit, even the wealth deity cannot give you anything. So we have to accumulate the merit to accomplishing whatever we want to accomplish. Without the support of our merit, not so that way for the accumulation of the merit, we have to arranging whatever we can best way offering object. Okay, then that is called the physically arranged offering. If you don't have anything, if you have nothing, then just join hand at the heart. That is also becoming offering, And also there's a way to offering is called the mentally visualizing. So you can mentally visualizing greatest offering. There's a way to do that one. So that way basically called the physically arranging and mentally visualizing. So we should arrange those offerings. Then now actually practice when you're sitting one place. Important is that place is need to be comfortable to sit, not like kind of like a moving or not, like uneven or something, because you have to do long term, they can sit comfortably. So you need a comfortable seat. Also, that place is make sure there's no dangers for your health. Some place they have a mold, they have a chemical or things like that can cause to your health problem. So make sure not have that kind of place. Then you sit there. Then once you sit there, then in the Vajrayana practice, every single practice there have a whole stage of the path. Every single practice within the one session, you make sure you complete whole the stage of the path. So that stage of the path we call the preliminary practice and actual practice and conclusion. So divide into those three. So make sure all the three are within the one section you complete. So then the stage is called first is a preliminary practice. The preliminary practice, if you go to the like a Chakra Sambhavara, and those have so detailed like a common preliminary practice, uncommon, little bit complicated. So I try to talk like a basic things. So in the most of sadhana, you will see the common preliminary practice as taking refuge, generating bodhicitta. Those are a really important part of the practice. But Vajrayana, taking refuge, is a little bit different than Sudra tradition. So so that way. Technique is a little bit different, but generally, I think can say, generally, refuge as we divide it into two, called the causal refuge and resultant refuge. Causal refuge means that you have to rely outside someone, so that way called the Buddha as a teacher, Dharma as a teaching, Sangha as a community. By relying on those three, that is you can gain the wisdom to practice the path of the Dharma. So that reason is called the causal refuge. But resultant refuge is ultimate refuge is within you. Your own nature of mind is the three jewels. Pure part of the mind is called the Buddha. And that pure is from the permodally will never change. The true nature of a mind will never change. That is called the Dharma. That pure is from the beginning to with the enlightened qualities. That's called the Sangha. So this three jewel of the result is always within the us. So that is called the resulted refuge. Or another way is you say there's a true Buddha. One is outside of Buddha, like a Shakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, Mitriya Buddha, all those other Buddhas called the outside Buddhas. And another one is called the inside Buddha. Is within the you have that potential of becoming Buddha. So that way, this is called the inside Buddha. So you have that one. So this is the same way, those three jewels, outside one, inside one. Right now, we cannot recognize our own inside three jewels. That's why we need to rely on the outside one. That is causal refuge mean. So that way, without the taking refuge, we not become a path to the liberation. So we Vajrayana, even the Vajrayana or any kind of vehicle, you must take refuge for the first. So that way, through every ceremony have their own refuge prayer. So you have to take that refuge. Then how to visualize on the practice, like for example, you practicing Tara. Okay, if you practice in Tara, field of refuge, how to you visualize is in front of you. You have to visualize in that Tara. Green Tara, white Tara, red Tara, whatever Tara or any deity, whatever you practice in front of you, that principal deity is visualizing, and that deity is surrounded by all the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. Like a whole the space is completely filled with those Buddha and Bodhisattvas. And that deity is also, you have to visualizing inseparable of the guru who give you that empowerment. Like if you practicing Tara, who give you the Tara empowerment. That person guru who give you that empowerment and that deity, those two have to visualize as inseparable. So that is in the Vajrayana is called the root guru. Root guru and deity are inseparables. Why is it called the root gurus? Because the guru who give you the siddhi. So this in here, siddhi is talking about the uncommon siddhi or accomplishment of the Mahamudra. So how you gain that Mahamudra siddhi is when Guru give you specially called the fourth empowerment. In the fourth empowerment, give you the word empowerment. Word empowerment is actually teaching on the Mahamudra. So when you receive that one, and then through that Guru's word empowerment to specially from someone from whom you see your true nature of mind, that is your root Guru. Doesn't matter then anyone else is not become more important than this Guru. So that way, generally, Guru who give you the empowerment, and particularly someone who give you the fourth empowerment is called the word empowerment. That is your root Guru. Lots of people have a misunderstand of the who give you refuge vow is not called the root Guru. There's nothing have to do with that. So root Guru is a Vajrayana language. In the Vajrayana, so who give you the empowerment, and especially fourth empowerment, that is your root Guru. So that Guru and this deity, particular deity, have to be inseparable. You have to think as that Guru is manifest as a form of that deity. So you can have one Guru or you can have many Gurus for that. There's no like a limitation of the Guru's number. And also this deity is called the what called the uh, jewel like all gathering, like jewel like all gathering. Jewel is a visual feeling. All gatherings, because that deity is inseparable of the three jewels, and that deity is the like Tara. Tara is inseparable of the three jewels, and Tara is inseparable of the three roots. So Tara's body is a Sangha, Tara's speech is a Buddha, Tara's mind is Tara's speech is Dharma, and Tara's mind is a Buddha. Or Tara's body is a Guru, Tara's speech is a deity, and Tara's mind is a Dakini. So either way, three root or three jewels, that's inseparable of this deity. That way, that is how visualizing. And when you're taking refuge, taking refuge mean, lots of people have this concept of taking refuge mean the calling to the deity to come to fix your problem. You know, kind of like you calling to the handyman. Actually, when we're taking refuge, is saying, please rescue me. Samsara is miserable. Please rescue me from here. So because the only nirvana is they have a true happiness. So you asking to the guru, you asking to the deity, you asking to the three jewels to rescue you from the samsara. You're not asking to come them to you to fix your problem, So it's just a little bit concept is different. So Tibetan said, "Gyapsun doa." Doa means going to. Where you going is going to the Pure Land. Make sense? Going to the Buddhahood. So concept of taking refuge is like almost like asking to the rescue, I can say rescue, yeah? Yes. Yeah, so someone to come to rescue you from here too, so that way you don't have to continue miserable in the samsara. So if we think as a refuge, as a Buddha come to rescue, just make us comfort here, remove all our problems, solve our problems. Then in the Tibetan we have to say, "Gyapsum Burba." Burba means the calling, So Doa means that you have to go there. So to go where is you have to go to the Buddhahood. State of the Buddhahood. That is actually this is the fundamental motivation of the Buddhism. If you don't have this one, you don't have a renunciation. You are really comfortable in the attachment or comfortable in the samsara. It means that you're not going to have a hope of actually nirvana, because you don't seeking that one. Make sense? So refuge is the fundamental of the Buddhism. If you took refuge, it said you are Buddhism. If you not take refuge, it's not Buddhism, which means person who took truly refuge, they're seeking to the liberation. Person who not have that intention, even you gone through the ceremony, you didn't take actually refuge. Make sense? So it's not about you have ceremony or not about you have the refuge card or not, because lots of people want to show that one, and lots of people also have a collective of, I received refuge vow from this Lama, this Lama, this Lama. They have a list of those, all the refuge vow card, So they kind of like comfortable. Yeah, I took all those. Now those Lama will work for me. they fix my all samsaric problem. So sometimes we kind of relax with that. I'm not saying it's you don't rely on the guru, but sometimes it's kind of like wrong way to relaxing. So we must take refuge. Then second one is called generating motivation, but most of text it comes for immeasurable: love, compassion, joy, equanimity. And then love is not same as an English word. English word as a love means something you like, yeah? Something you like, something you interest, something you want.
Well, it's come
Yeah. So as a most of time, so you said, oh, I love this one, I love that one. So like people said, I love chicken, then eat. You know. So in the Buddhism, if you eat the chicken, you really have no love to chicken, because your love means that you really care. You want to be that chicken really happy, yeah, and you want to rescue from any kind of dangers. That's what I truly love. It means that like so it's an example is like how mother feel the child unconditionally, do whatever necessary, that is a true love. So that one is only Bodhisattva can do, who can give you the unconditionally, joy, happiness to other, not just only one or two, every sentient beings. So that way, this four immeasurable love, compassion, joy, equanimity is a truth one. It's immeasurable. It's only Bodhisattva have. So that way, when we're talking about the four immeasurable, it means talking about the Bodhicitta. Those four immeasurable and Bodhicitta are not separate, especially Naropa tradition. There's four immeasurable and Bodhicitta is the one. Because sometimes people say when somebody have a kind heart, said, oh, this is a Bodhisattva. Having kind heart and Bodhisattva is a totally different. Okay? Kind heart means that somebody have a really sympathy or somebody want to help a little bit. But here, when you wishing, said love means that you wishing them have a ultimate happiness. So where is the ultimate happiness? Ultimate happiness, or sometimes is used as a everlasting happiness. Yeah?
It might be a little bit difficult in Spanish.
Everlasting happiness. So that is what it means. This is a never-ending happiness. So that only Buddhahood, only Nirvana have that one. That way, this love is talking about the Bodhicitta, not same as what normal people love each other.
Beyond dualistic concepts.
Yeah, I mean there's a concept, but it's not really behind the concept. But the concept is different, Normal people, normal people love me. Oh, I care about you. I like you. Yeah.
I don't think that problem exists in Spanish.
The word does not exist.
I don't think it's the same problem.
It's not like you love
Ah, okay. So Kevin saying is a English problem of the misunderstand the love is a maybe not have that problem with the Spanish. So if you don't have that, is wonderful. So these two basically is a can say common preliminary practice of the most of sadhana you will see, and also this is called the accumulation of the merit. Then after that, actually, when you go through, then one mantra is come, Om Subho Shuddha Sarvatama Subho Shuddhaham. Sometime is a mantra, another Om Shunyata Jnana Beza Subho. Basically, that is a meditation on the emptiness. So meditation on the emptiness is a one way accumulation of the merit, wisdom, and another way also it helps us to break down our grasping on the solitary of existent on the phenomena. We have this conceptual of everything's real and existent, solid. That we have that conceptual that can break by this meditation on the emptiness, because without breaking that one, it's difficult to transform your own body as a deity. So that reason you have to learn how to meditate on this mantra. When you recite in the mantra Om Subhashita Sarvatama Subhashitam, is basically saying so all the nature of phenomena are empty by nature. So you have to recognize it as a true nature of a phenomena, not fabricated one. So when you recognize the true nature of phenomena, all the phenomena are empty nature. Naturally empty, or empty by nature. So that is a meditate on the like a empty space. Maybe take time a little bit there and try to meditate on that state of the emptiness. Then when you transform yourself as a deity, with there's 5 different type of characteristics. First one is called clarity. So you have to visualize clearly deity's image. So how do you do is first you have to within the emptiness, then visualizing the mandala. Deity each one have their own mandala. So it's according to the sadhana, some mention, some non-mention. If you can visualize the mandala, that's good. Then within the mandala, center of the mandala, there's a lotus. On the lotus, then sun and moon disk. On the sun and moon disk, then particular seed syllable of that deity. That like a Tara, green Tara is a green thumb. White Tara is a white thumb, and Genesi has a tree, white tree. Amitabha have a red tree. So that is a color of the deity and seed syllable have to be same. So visualizing that seed syllable, from that seed syllable transform to the hand implement. Sometimes is according to the sadhana, then hand implement to become a complete deity. This is similar when a human conceived in the womb. First, they not become a completely human body. Some kind of like shape, different shape come out. That is the same as a hand implement. Sometimes Vajra, whatever. Then from there to slowly in the womb, complete body is that way complete deity manifest. So this reason you have to visualizing step by step according to the particular sadhana. So you have to go. That is called the clarity. So you have to visualizing clearly. So one important part is here. When you visualizing this deity clearly, actually this is also shamatha meditation, kamabaita meditation. So at that time when your mind is agitating, because we have this conceptual of agitation, lots of thought coming out. So your focus is mostly is a shift to the lower, like a lotus and those area, more lower. You concentrate on the lower place of the deity. But when sometimes you have a mind, a kind of like a sleepy, a sleepy mind, it's called the dullness. At that time, concentrate on the ushnish or crown of the deity. So it helps you to awake. Then sometimes your mind is becoming really kind of like cloudy, not sleepy, but kind of like cloudy, not really clear, anything not come clear. At that time, you should open your eyes and in front of you, keep the statue or picture. Try to see really nicely, look at that really nicely, and that image, what you saw, bring into you and try to visualize. So this is how method of how to avoiding to falls of agitation or dullness during the meditation of the deity, particular deity. So that is called the clarity, first characteristic of the deity. So you must try to see clearly that particular deity. Then a second one is called the purity. Purity means the deity have a different, shape, different color, different. There are lots of different look. Each one have an inner wisdom quality meaning of the appearance. So all the appearance is the representative of the inner qualities. So you have to know all those inner qualities. Of the enlightened qualities. This is not just ordinary appearance, So every single appearance have their own inner qualities. This is like when you're buying a medicine from the market. Medicine pill itself doesn't have any kind of description. You're not going to see any description on the pill. But if you want to know what is that pill, you have to read the label on the bottle. Yeah. So deity's appearance is like a label on the bottle. So inner quality is because we couldn't see directly. That way they manifest as a form in different color, different shape, different look, you know. So those are all the enlightened quality as a manifest as a form, as a skillfully Buddha show us that only that way we can see them. Only that way we can purge them actually. So that reason Buddha manifests all the enlightened body as a different type of body, different color, different shape. Is happen that one. So knowing of all the inner quality according to the outer appearance is called the purity. So that's you have to know, because if you just look at appearance itself, looks really you know, sometimes some image really looks strange, you know, how come that way. Like this morning, the girl is asking why she is standing on the body, you know. So that is they see as a body. It's not really body, you know. So things like those we have to know. Otherwise, people actually misunderstand, and when you misunderstand, there will be consequences of misrepresenting. Yeah, can say misusing. So it's not good. I cannot say much, but I think you understood what I mean. Lots of people using that way. So you have to know the inner pure meaning of the based on the outer appearance. Then third one is called the divine pride, sometimes called the spiritual pride. So this one is you need the confidence of you are the deity. Remember earlier I said the refuge the Buddha have two kind of Buddha, outer Buddha and inner Buddha. Now this is mean that you recognize your inner Buddha. So when you're visualizing the deity, you're not bringing something from outside. You just recognizing your inner Buddha. So that way you need this confidence of I am the deity. You know, if you don't have that confidence, even you visualize it clearly, and also you know that all the pure meaning still is not becoming authentic. If you have this divine pride of confidence of I am the deity, even you don't have a clear visualization, still that your generation stage is correct. You know, so that reason, most important part of the practicing the deity is you need this confidence of I am the deity. Why you have this confidence is because your nature of the mind and Buddha's wisdom mind actually have no different. You know, so it is like a one lamp, you know, or the one lamp is a completely cover many layering of a blanket. One lamp is a no blanket cover. So
One lamp?
Lamp.
Lamp. Okay, la lamp.
Not the sheep.
Yeah.
Although they do blankets, they're just not made yet.
Yeah. So one have a light, one doesn't have light. Yeah. So one is what called that? One is a bright, one is not. One is dark. But both. But this is under the layering of a blanket, light is still there. Only the light is not shining because of the obscure of the blanket. So same, Buddha is like a lamp without the blanket, and ourselves, sentient being, is a lamp with the blanket. So what you need to do is just remove the blanket. It's called the obscurations. Make sense? So that way, other than that, actually both are same lamp. So when you recognize in that way, then you can have a confidence of, yeah, I am the deity. You know, I'm not bringing from someone. I'm not pretending. I'm not faking. I'm not thinking something I'm not. It makes sense? So you are recognizing who you are naturally. So that is what is mean the divine pride. So you must need this one for the daily practice. Divine pride of the saying is confidently you have to believe that I am the deity. You know, I'm not becoming deity. I am the deity. Make sense? Yeah, you not become something that you are not. You not just recognizing who you are. So this one is called the divine pride. So some people use as a spiritual. I think some people use as spiritual pride. Then fourth one is called the empty by nature. So it means that when you visualize in the deity's form, you cannot visualize a solid like a flesh, bone, or like statue, or like built by the materials. You have to visualize as an illusion body, like a rainbow-like light body. Appearance but not existence. So that's called the empty by nature. And 51 is said, how to use this English word? It means the
Without characteristics.
Non-duality. It's basically it's talking about like yourself, your guru, and the deity is naturally inseparable. They are not like earlier I mentioned is you not just created something. So naturally inseparable. From the primordially they are inseparable. You have to recognize that one. This is called the 5 characteristics of the generation stage. So when we practice seeing the deity, every deity is the same. This we have to know those 5 what called the stage or 5 character of the generation stage. Okay, then you have to try to rest there much as you can. Lots of time people do is when you're reading the generation stage part, once you finish, then immediately go to the recitation mantra. Actually, you have to stay there. Try to build that. You have to meditate on that. But you don't want to force too much. You don't want to overwork. Can say overwork. So if you feel like tired or if you feel like boring there, then move on to recitation of a mantra. Then you have to go to the recitation of mantra. When you recitation of a mantra, mostly your focus is a shift to inner. So you have to visualize your inner body of the deity's body is like an empty hollow. You don't need to worry about where's the heart, where's the liver, and those things. This is like an empty building inside. Inside the what called the body is like empty hole, huh?
Cavity. The body cavity is
Yes, it's empty. This one. So the center of that is called the heart, and there is the like lotus on the lotus and sun and moon disc. Some come sun only, some come moon only. So according to the each deities, then their center is a seed syllable. Like whatever deity they have a seed syllable, and the surrounding the mantra. So when you reside in the mantra, you have to focus on the seed syllable and mantra, not focus on too much on the outside of the body. Outside of the body is long as you remember vividly outside of a body is good enough. Then most your focus should go to the seed syllable and mantra, those. So when we recite in the mantra, then I think you see this one many times said, recite the mantra with all the 6 folds. I'm sure you saw this one. 6 folds mean the mantra reciting too loud, too quiet, too rough, too soft, too fast, too slow. If you do one of those, their fault come out, problem comes. So, like for example, when you recite the too loud, it's not good for lots of spirit. They don't want to hear this. So when they hear it, they hurt they feel harm. So that way, it's too loud, it's not good. Also nowadays, most of people not live in the retreat. You live in the community, so it's not good for your neighbor. They may call you police. They may call police for you. So you have to careful. Yeah. So you have to careful, not too loud, and not too quiet. If not too quiet, then the sound of a mantra is not come. Must come sound of the mantra. Even you are reciting the mentally, you don't need a vocal sound, but even you recite in the mentally, have to come the sound of the mantra, in your head. You have to come the sound of the mantra. So not too quiet, and not too fast. If you recite the too fast, you will miss the syllable. Lots of Tibetan do said like like they recite repeat kind of missing lots of mantras. Om ma pe, pretty much say like that, So you have to say om ma ni pe me hum, full whole have to say. But then people try to recite the lots of mantra is so fast, and especially people who rush into the completing their number. So they try to recite so fast and they're missing lots of syllables. So too fast is not good. And of course, if you recite the too slow, you never finish your number. So also not good. And too rough is not good because it's not good your health. Yeah, too roughly, it's not good your health. It harm your physical body, really harm you. So not good. And too soft is not bring to the energy of the mantra. So that way this is called the 6 faults of the recitation mantra. So you have to avoiding those 6 faults and recite the mantra. And when first translate that one. And also when you recite the mantra, sometimes you feel sleepy, yeah, kind of like a sleepy or kind of feel tired, not so energetic, and especially mind is becoming really kind of dullness. Then you have to use the melody. Melody is you need use that time actually. It make you more like awake. So with the chant mantra with the melody, but when you using too much melody, your mind is go to like become a monkey mind, and that time you chant quietly. Also, so when you chanting this melody or quietly chanting is according to your mind's what state, yeah. So you should change this one, because nowadays lots of time what we do is at the beginning with the melody, then chant quietly. The people may think that is how tradition does. No, I mean basically in Tibet we never use the melody in the monastery, So but this is personally when we practicing, if you have a kind of like a sleepy mind, whatever things happen, then you use the melody to awake. And when you have too much monkey mind and just chant quietly, it brings you to the more like calm. So then finally come the dissolution. Yeah, after they recite the mantra, then you have to dissolve everything to the from the outside is dissolved to the inner, inside is dissolved to the deity, dissolved to the seed syllable dissolved to the bottom to top until it become invisible. So that is called the nature state of the mind. That kind of like we use as an emptiness, we use as a shunyata, or in the Mahamudra tradition is called the ordinary mind. In the Nyingma they use as a rigpa. The meaning is the same. It's staying on the nature state of the mind. So you have to rest there much as you can with the conclusion, dissolution. So this in the Mahamudra, why they use as an ordinary. Ordinary is there's a Sanskrit word. That can translate as an ordinary or is translated as unfabricated. Meaning is come same. So they just translate as ordinary, but the meaning is talking about the unfabricated mind, you know. So without the conceptual, our mind is a fabricated mind. So free from that. So free from that is become a nature of a mind. So we have to rest in that nature state. Mm. Okay, then conclusion is we first from the state of the emptiness, then again become single deity. That time you don't need a mandala, you don't need retinue, just whatever single deity you practicing, you become that deity within that conceptual of your. I mean within that what called the meditation, huh? Yeah, conceptualization of that particular deity, which is called the Vajra body. What does it mean? The appearance as but inseparable of the emptiness. So illusion body, visualizing that way, then engaging to the conclusion part, which is the dedication. So we have to dedicate it our merit, because if we're not dedicated, whatever merit we do within the session, and if you, conceptual like angry or that kind of conceptual thought comes, can be destroy all our merit, you know. But if we dedicate it like angry or that kind of thought cannot destroy the merit. So that way we must dedicate it. So don't dedicate it mistakenly. What is the mistakenly dedicated is some people do the Dharma practice and dedicate it as a worldly pleasure, you know, become a famous, become a rich, become a powerful. If you dedicate it, that is a mistaken dedicate. Why? Because you will have a one-time that result, and after that, no more. If you dedicate it to the complete enlightenment, you will have reached to the nirvana. Meantime, I mean, what called? Huh? Eventually you will reach to the nirvana, but meantime you will experience all the glory of the worldly pleasure, like long life, wealthy, healthy, wealthy, all those, whatever you, if you don't wish, it comes to you. Make sense? So that way, so you don't make mistakenly wishing or dedicating to the temporary benefit.
Okay.
Okay, so I think a little bit also today a little bit too late, so sorry for that, and we just stop here. So I just share the generally, yeah. It's not like specific particular deity or anything. It's this is a pretty much cover all, you know, all different type of Vajrayana practice. Generally, it cover every Vajrayana practice, because if you go to specifically, each sadhana have their own specific meanings. Then you have to learn those all. That is a impossible to can cover in the 1.5 hour. I mean 2 hours completely. So. So that way, just I try to briefly mention. So this one can be. Some people maybe you already have great knowledge, and maybe I waste your time. I'm sorry. And some people maybe never heard this one, and maybe I plan you a little bit seat. So with this, rejoice, and please dedicate this together. Chanchu sem joy Rinpoche manje banai je joy je ba nyamba memba ya kone kondo pe wa sho. I may have this English, yes.
Tadan konde tam jeje dusundo sabatan yebe jebe zawande tadan senjen dan nyundo lana memba yanda ba zobe janjo rembo je topra joje. By the virtue accumulate in the 3 times by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by intrinsic root of virtue, may I and all sentient being quickly attain and surpass perfect, complete, and precious awakening. Che jai gunze gunje chuje je dende ne la wando ende kum renjem beje demba sedep she droi to san gomben zenjuro je